Tonight on Connecticut's news station, another December storm moving in, this one with a triple threat: rain, wind, and coastal flooding. The latest timeline and amounts ahead.
And across Connecticut, the word is out tonight. Prepare now for the storm. Waiting until tomorrow morning may be too late. We've got team coverage tonight. Plus, heartbreaking details out of Israel tonight. The 3 Israeli hostages killed by their own soldiers as they escaped Hamas were waving white flags and used food to make a crude sign saying help and SOS.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carmen Chow. We are on a weather watch for another December rainstorm tonight into tomorrow. All day we've been watching videos of the punishing storm that's been moving up the East Coast from Florida on its way to Connecticut. Here's what the strong winds and heavy rains did in Jacksonville Beach. Erosion all along the coastline, and there was serious flooding in historic St. Augustine. The storm washing out roads in Jacksonville too. And take a look at what the storm did today in Myrtle Beach. Powerful waves slammed into a pier there as the storm rolled through the Carolinas on its way to us. Thousands of customers there are without power tonight. As for us here, what can we expect over the next several hours? Here is meteorologist Ryan Breton. Hi, Ryan.
Well, Carmen, even though it's mid-December, no snow at all for us with this storm. It is all about the rain, wind, and coastal flooding. Here you can see it. We're just really on the leading edge of it. A lot more rain to go down through the mid-Atlantic and Carolinas. All of that is heading north and will be here tomorrow morning. We have a few downpours out there right now that have started to develop, moving right through central Connecticut. We'll zoom you in on the radar and give you an idea of where some of the heaviest rain is falling right now. Southington over to Berlin, Rocky Hill, Cromwell. This is all moving up into Hartford, Bloomfield, and Windsor in the next 15 or 20 minutes. And for all of us, we will get quite a bit of rain. And much like last week, we will see flooding of rivers, streams, some basements, unfortunately, again, and poor drainage areas. In addition to the rain, wind is a concern. A wind advisory up for much of the state for some scattered issues inland. But it's really along the shoreline and in southeast Connecticut where we have a high wind warning where numerous power outages may happen. There's also a coastal flood warning. We're actually most concerned about the high tide early tomorrow afternoon, especially in southeast Connecticut. There may be quite a bit of inundation and flooding in spots there. We'll go through the timeline here hour by hour. You can see the rain really picking up overnight with the height of the storm from about 4 in the morning through about noontime. That's when the strongest winds and the heaviest rain will be happening, and unfortunately that's timed right in the middle of the morning commute. A few lingering showers tomorrow afternoon, but the weather will start getting better in the afternoon. Here's a look at the projected wind gusts, poorly timed for the morning commute. We will have some gusts between 40 and 60 miles per hour, depending on where you are in the state. The strongest winds in southern and eastern Connecticut, and that's also where there's a coastal flooding concern too. We'll talk much more about the rain, the wind, and the flooding coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll check back with you in just a few minutes. Right now, we continue our team coverage with Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner, who traveled across the state as towns and cities prepared for the storm and neighbors battened down their holiday displays.
People that call Milford home pride themselves on being very festive this time of year when it comes to holiday decorations.
We love to see smiles, and we just love to, people just enjoy it, and it's nice to see people driving by really slow.
But their holiday cheer will be met with high winds, rain, and potential flooding.
It's more the winds here. The flooding isn't too bad. We're a little bit further away from the ocean down the end of the block. We get a little bit into the garage, but it's more the winds.
To prepare for these storms and strong winds, this family secures their decor with things like bungee cables and rope.
It's too hard to put everything up to take everything down, so you just, we tried to put everything up appropriately that it could handle, December, January storms, and we hope for the best.
And as numerous cities across the state are preparing for severe weather, sending out preparation alerts, Eversource is also preparing.
We have brought in additional out-of-state crews and have pre-positioned line as well as tree crews throughout the state so they can respond as quickly and safely as possible if there's any damage that comes up on the system from this storm.
DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
As DeAndrea mentioned, utility companies serving Connecticut are geared up for the storm in case of outages. So should we all. Make sure your home is stocked with flashlights, batteries, water, and non-perishable food. Also, it's easy to overlook, but check on your supply of pet food and any medications. Don't forget to keep your devices fully charged, too. Both Eversource and United Illuminating offer outage text alerts on their websites. And before you go to the bus stop tomorrow morning, count on Fox 61 to keep you and your kiddos in the know. If there are any school closings or delays, we'll keep you updated on the Fox 61 app, on our website, and on TV all morning long, starting at 4 a.m. And we have this travel alert. Ferries to Block Island are likely to be canceled tomorrow. The Crosstown ferry from New London to Orient Point has already canceled all trips scheduled for tomorrow. Keep track of our Weather Watch alerts on your phone by downloading the free Fox 61 app with the QR code on your screen. And you can also stay updated online at fox61.com and, of course, on the air tonight and all day tomorrow. One more thing to think about: if your town or city collects trash or recycling tomorrow morning, it might be a good idea to wait to put those bins to the curb until the trucks arrive on your block, or else the strong wind Ryan's been telling us about could knock them over, and then you will have a mess to clean up. Speaking of trash, Middletown has a new collection program. City officials started giving out free starter kits last week for its Save As You Throw trash program. The Middletown Trash and Food Scrap program started last month with the goal of helping the environment and lowering costs for residents. Officials at the Public Works Department say it saved 8,000 pounds of food scraps from the waste stream in just the first month, and say they are seeing a 75% participation rate.
That helps residents start really thinking about what they're throwing away. And is there a better use for that material? Can it be recycled? Can it be brought down to our transfer station, electronics and what have you, for free?
Middletown residents can pick up free trash bags at City Hall, Price Chopper, and Stop and Shop. But be aware, it's a one-time only deal. New tonight, a fire in a home in East Hampton that firefighters say was made more difficult to put out because of a hoarding situation inside. The fire chief says the flames broke out around 4:15 this morning on Schoolhouse Lane. This was a two-story home with two people inside. Luckily, no one was injured. Several fire departments responded, and the fire was under control within 2 hours. The cause of the fire is being investigated. Neighbors in one Vernon neighborhood have been fed up with a bad smell that has been lingering from a hoarder's home for months now. But that hasn't been the only problem.
The rats are probably about this big.
Large rat traps surround the McVeigh's home on Warren Avenue. These cell phone videos show the rodents on their daily adventure scurrying to find warmth.
It's disheartening living next to something like this.
Neighbors say the person who lived in this now boarded up home was a hoarder. Through the Freedom of Information Act, the town was able to obtain these pictures showing piles of trash in every room. The trash so bad it created a smell that lingered outside and worsened in the summer.
The yard started getting very messy, and then a putrid smell started taking over the air.
That's when residents became even more rattled. Signed by 7 homeowners, this letter was drafted to the town expressing their concerns.
We had to run our central air for many, many months because we couldn't open windows. Our utility bills went up.
The town then immediately responded.
The town has been amazing.
In August, this notice of violation was sent to the homeowner, notifying her of her violations. With no change on her end, the health department sent a second notice in October saying she had to vacate. Fox 61 reached out to the town of Vernon, and in a statement, town administrator Michael Porcaro said in part, quote, "These actions are driven by concern for the property owner's health and safety, as well as to provide relief to residents of the surrounding neighborhood."
It's extremely unnerving. We don't get much rest. You know, it's hard to live when you're constantly worried about your own property becoming infested with rats from something that was probably avoidable.
Now, the town has called pest control to address the rat issue. As for the house, the town is hoping to place a lien on the property to try and recover the money spent in cleaning up the house. We have also not been told where the homeowner has been relocated to. We have much more.